On set, please.
All right,
Good to go?
we are rolling.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Weekly Western. This is episode 2. We're just getting going. In case you were wondering, this is all to kind of get you guys a little better sneak peek into like who I am, why I do what I do. In a world of 30-second TikToks and Instagram stories, I want to go like a little bit deeper with you guys and try to give you more context of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and all that stuff. So welcome back to the Weekly Western. We like to kick it off. A little game that I grew up playing with my mom. I don't remember what it was called, like something else, but it was just like the best part of your week, the worst part of your week, and then a random part of your week. So we call it gold, cactus, horseshoe. Obviously gold being good, cactus being bad, horseshoe being random. So, welcome back to the Weekly Western. Let's get into it. My goal this week is that it's CMA Fest week. And it's so fun that CMA Fest is back. Jeff and I, manager Jeff, we're just talking on our way back. I just did a panel at the Music City Center. And it was just so cool to see real people again. Like, I think we all took for granted how long that break was from the last CMA Fest. So I got to see real people who were like telling me stories about how they used my person at their wedding, like all that stuff. It's just the best. You know, you get into music to kind of get the fan interaction and play live shows. So we're playing a bunch of live shows this weekend. I'll be on XM on the happy hour, playing the Dr. Pepper stage, the Old Red Spotify stage. And when I first moved to town, I was like so pumped that I was playing this little acoustic 20-minute set in this like glass room in Bridgestone. Like 4 people came. So there's this kind of natural growth and jump now that we're here. It just feels very cool and surreal to be where I am. So that's my gold. So goldy. Cactus. What is my cactus this week? I would say I slept terribly. I did this thing where I fell asleep on the couch at like 7, then I woke up at like 11:30, and my body's like, cool, you slept through the night. And I was like, no, it's now night. So then I was up from like 11:30 to roughly 4 o'clock in the morning, just like doing that, you know, laying there, toss, turn. So that's not fun. Then Jeff and I started this personal training because I'm trying to look better naked and, you know, get back in shape. And I did that, and which was part of my goal. It was so fun to like kind of train as an athlete again because, you know, I'm not really an athlete. I'm just a washed up D2 athlete now. But I was so tired after those sessions, so this week I felt like a little lethargia set in. You know, that's life. So there's your cactus. My horseshoe. Can I talk about the what do we do now video? Not like a lot about it, but just that it's coming or no?
It's coming.
Okay.
Not where it's coming.
Well, yeah. Well, we're shooting a music video for What Do We Do Now, and we had this is just so random because I was just thinking about it today. We had like a $20,000 projector that we rented, and we had to like move it in and out, and I have never felt more scared to like touch anything in my life. It's just like a brand new car that you could like pick up. It was very trippy. And then it was so powerful. We did this, you just gotta see, you're gonna see it. You're gonna be just so excited. And it was just crazy how, I think it was why I'm bringing it up is because we've shot so many like little TikTok videos, and I started in my dorm room, literally iPhone 5 set up on an old Gatorade bottle. And then this week to be like filming our first real music video with like this crazy projector that we rented and like cool camera equipment, and we have this incredible vision for what we want it to look and sound like. I was just sitting there like, it's fucking crazy. Like, I can't believe that we're here and doing this. So that's kind of my horseshoe, just like this, just kind of felt random and surreal, and I'm so lucky that I get to do what I do. So thank you. If you're watching this, you're a part of it. And that video will be coming very soon. Can't say when, because Jeff will.
You can say when.
July 1st is what I was going to say too. Great. Perfect. Hints. We're dropping hints in the Weekly Western. That's right. You're getting exclusives. Bam. Okay. Well, there you go. Gold. Cactus. Horseshoe. Good, the bad, the random. Now I'm going to take some questions from the audience, which is the internet. Okay. I have my questions here. If you see me squinting, it's because I'm not wearing my glasses, and I'm blind without those glasses. Literally. Finally feel like Rusty Crandall. My dad's right over there, that's why I can say that. Okay, we're gonna get into some questions here. Here we go. Let's just start off with at Nikki Barr saying, it's my birthday and would love a shout out. Shout out at Nikki Barr. Much love. Happy birthday. Hope you have an amazing day. Let's see. John G 500 asks, how do you motivate yourself even when you're not feeling the best? That's a really great question because it's real. Like, motivation, I think, is kind of overrated. I don't think we're always going to feel motivated if I'm waiting to feel this like wave of like, oh yeah, I just can't wait to film TikToks, or I can't wait to get in the gym. Like, it's not going to come most of the time. It's not everything's fun and not everything's your favorite part. So I think really staying connected to my why and really connected to the goal of, if I want to play a football stadium, that's a 1% of a 1% of a 1% dream. And so I have to be willing to put in the work and the time that 1% of 1% of 1% of people that aren't. So, that's the gym, that's the sitting down and editing songs, that's sitting in the studio forever and making sure that I'm getting parts right. Like, you're not always going to feel motivated. I had like a terrible headache in the studio the other day, and it's just like, I got to push through. And if you want the results, you kind of have to be willing to put in the work. So really staying connected to the why, not getting lost in the day-to-day, but like kind of thinking macro, zooming out, if you will. And then I think surround yourself with awesome people. Like, if you're around people who are motivated or kind of motivating you, kind of lifting you up, I think that's a really underrated part of creativity and the journey. Like, I have awesome people in my life, from friends to family to peers to people that we make the stuff that we make with, and those people motivate me because they are now a part of my dream, and it's this kind of cups pouring into each other, just kind of keeps the momentum flowing. So, like the classic cliche, you are the 5 people you spend the most time with, it's real. So spend time with dope ass people. Next question. At Angela Lake 44885 asks, what makes you country? That's a really interesting question, and I feel like this question is now kind of on the table more than ever, and I also feel like it's like less interesting to answer now more than ever. Like, I think everyone has a different definition of this. To me, it's very subjective. Like, some people want to play the game of, well, I've shot this gun and I grew up in this holler and my relatives, are more redneck than your relatives. Like, it's not a very interesting game to me. I actually am kind I like country being inclusive and letting everybody come and sit at the table. And I think country music, especially now more than ever, has the opportunity. And I want to be this guy. Like, my favorite comment is, I don't like country music, but I love this. I think that's cool. So am I the next Cody Johnson or Morgan Wallen or Randy Travis? No, if I'm being honest. Do I love all those guys' music and I have similarities and parts that I'm motivated or inspired by them? Absolutely. So I think the instrumentation, the storytelling, the values in which I hold, I think all those things remain country, and they're kind of evergreen. And then I also want to bring in other parts, and I'm going to Frankenstein together what I think is country. And if you don't like it, what are you still watching this for? You're 10 minutes in the weekly westerns. Anyway, next question. At beautiful.chaotic.mess325 asks, what are 3 possibly unexpected items still left in your bucket list? Quote, non-music related. It's a great question. And I'm trying to be better at a non-music bucket list because I want to get away from all my goals being about work, because I'm a workaholic. I would say surfing is number 1. I just have this wild desire to become a surfer. And one day Jeff is going to have to go to Hawaii and get me back to come to the mainland. I'll be like, nah, bro, I found something else, bro. I would love to surf. Skydiving feels up there as well, just because I feel like that's like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And I'd love to do like a safari in like Africa and see all the animals, because that'd be really cool. Like real scuba diving is up there. I know you asked for 3, but there's a little bonus for you, a little nugget of gold. Yeah, I would say all those things, and I think, not to get super serious, but like be a dad and be a husband potentially is on that list. I think it'd be really cool to start a family. I gotta find somebody that I like hanging out with for more than an hour first, but that's the goal. At SN Weiss, like SNWEISS 90, asks, what's the fastest way to your heart? What's the first thing you notice about someone? What a lovely question. Oh, I just melted. What's the fastest way to my heart? I think kindness, like people who are just genuinely like kind of a more still, kind of like someone who asks you about how you are, not constantly telling you about what they've been up to. That I'm always attracted to that. I think funny is like a really easy way to my heart. I'm, as my parents stand behind the camera, just always been like the class clown, ham guy. So I'm pretty much just always looking for someone to do a bit with. Like even when I meet a stranger, I'm just testing like, do you want to improvise with me? And most people are like, no. But I am gravitated towards people who like want to do bits, and that's why like my roommate and I are such a great match, because we just say a lot of weird shit together, and it makes me very happy. And then I would say people who are really passionate and like have a thing that they want to do, because I feel that way, and so it's cool to meet other people. Whether it's I want to be the best teacher, I want to be the best mom, I want to be the best artist, I want to be the best songwriter, whatever it is, I'm just always attracted to people who have a passion. And the last question, at Kayla Jean with like 5 Ys, asks, what are you willing to struggle for? We're just gonna end hardcore. I would say I'm willing to struggle for things that I'm really passionate about, things that I believe in. As I'm getting older, I'm finding that I'm willing to struggle for like kind of less of the like trivial things. Like I'm not really worried about some of the fringe details of the industry or things like that I was so consumed with when I first moved to town, and now the more I'm here, I'm like, I think I'm willing to struggle for finding real human beings and finding real fans who care about the music and getting the songs to the people who need to hear them, because I've been that person. When a song hits you right and you needed to hear it, you're going through a breakup, you're going through or you're getting married or whatever, like the highs and the lows of life, I'll struggle forever to write the best song possible, to give people the vocabulary and the emotional kind of like dictionary that I've been given through music, and I think I'll always struggle for that. And I always, I have a soft spot for the disenfranchised or people who like, need help or whatever. So I want to help my peers or people who are struggling and stuff. I think that's something worth struggling for, and because we've all felt outside or like, you're not a cool kid, and so that always kind of breaks my heart. That's an easy way to like get me motivated to join a thing, is you'll be like, well, you'll be helping someone, and I'll be like, all right, shit, I have to do it. So yeah, those are all worth struggling for. Oh, and I feel like you struggle through workouts to eat more food. All right. What's the last? Oh, the Western update, which you still have no idea what that means, and that's okay. You don't have to, but here's what you can know. I'm currently working on a project that I've never been this excited about music and about a greater story that I want to tell than this. I was in the studio 3 days ago. The details don't matter. Listen to me. I was in the studio and I cut like 4 songs in the same day. And although it was incredibly taxing, I left that studio being like, I am making exactly the music that I hear in my head, exactly the music that I wish existed, and exactly telling the exact stories that I want to tell. And as a musician, as an artist, as a songwriter, as a performer, there is nothing more freeing than that. And so like, I couldn't be more genuinely excited. I know a lot of people, when they say like, this project's coming at you and you're not even ready because like, it's the best music I've ever made. I've said that before and not really meant it, if I'm being honest, like early projects, because I felt like that's what you had to say. Look me in my eyeballs when I tell you, I really mean that, and I'm so excited. So more details to come. If I say anything more, Jeff will tackle me and duct tape my mouth. Insert aggressive thing here. So I can't tell you all the details, but we have a lot of fun stuff coming, which includes an aggressive amount of music but that music is going to be telling this really greater story. So make sure to follow here. Make sure to follow me on my socials, at Spencer Crandall, at SpencyBoo on Twitter. I made it when I was 14. And just follow along. I would love to hear about your gold cactus and horseshoe in the comments. I think it was so cool last week. People were kind of sharing, like, I want to create a more like sustainable and like deep community with you guys, not just like telling you and like spewing my propaganda at you, but like I want to hear how you guys are doing. And I loved reading the comments because I think this next chapter is going to be all about, it's my story, but it's really all of our story. And I think the cool thing that we have that we can do here is like really connect on a deeper level through how we all go through this thing that's going to be kind of tied into this whole album. So drop your questions on Instagram when I ask them. Drop your questions here in the comments, and make sure to give us your gold cactus and horseshoe. This has been a Weekly Western. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, tell your mom, your dog, your orthodontist, tell an enemy. Do whatever you want to do. But we'll see you next week. We love you. Much love. Many blessings to you and your kin.